And JJ. Hit it. It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, welcome in, guys. Along for the ride. The new drug today is new unis. Well, not really new. Rivalry unis. They're new.
Yeah, they are new. They look good.
They got teal lids, brah.
Yeah.
They've never worn a teal lid.
I thought I'm not a big uniform guy, but maybe I'm like, I don't know,
coming around.
becoming
Well,
one.
you're
Because
a
like
slow
Florida's
study.
like,
Yeah,
I usually like to just trash these things.
Me too.
But the Gators ones I like, and I like these.
Yeah, we are slowly breaking you from that angry, cynical little beat guy that's part of you.
Yeah.
And we were all beat guys. You know, we were angry, cynical beat guys.
That's right.
We're pulling you out of that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah,
it's like quicksand. By the way, I wish quicksand was real because quicksand was awesome. I mean, you never watched a television show in the 60s where someone went in quicksand.
If there was ever a climate environment that would have quicksand,
right,
it would be us. No, so thankfully we don't have it. But
quicksand was awesome.
But yeah, that was
he's in quicksand.
Did you ever play Pitfall? One of the first arcade games, the quicksand. You had to jump over that.
I did not. But they're wearing teal lids. They've never worn a teal. They do look good. They really the design is really good. It's just
one game, right?
One game. It's the rivalry game against the Colts.
The Colts. Yeah.
But it's a cool looking uniform. It's a very cool looking. And listen, these leagues are smart. You do enough alternative uniforms, guess what you do? You sell more jerseys.
That's right.
So, but the teal helmet. If you haven't seen it, teal helmets, white, sort of white jerseys. They're whitish. They're called something else, but they're white. And it's got black numbers with a teal and gold, kind of a little shadowy background to it. Script Jaguars across the front, and then the black pants with the stripe, and the cool striping and the high socks. They did a really good job. It looks really good.
I honestly think the turning point for me was when Florida came out in the alligator costumes that time, because ever since then, nothing has ever even approached how much of an abomination those were.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost like, once you've gone through something like that, then everything else is fine.
So who at Nike that year said, "Hey, here's what we're doing. Let's go to Florida and we'll do these greenish uniforms that look like alligators and people will love them." Does that person still have a job? Does that person have a job at Nike? That's my question.
They probably got promoted.
We got a lot of things to talk about today on the program. Glad you're with us. A joint practice number 1 with the Bucs. Jags look good. The second joint practice in the world. The Jags looked physical. I thought they looked pretty physical today. We're going to go through all the details of it. We're going to hear from Antonio Johnson, who might have had a pick today. Might have a big year, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's so certain.
He's one of those guys. When he gets the football for a defensive player, I mean,
no question.
It's like watching Jahmyr Gibbs run the ball. I mean, he just instantly becomes an offensive playmaker. And last year he had 5 picks and had 107 yards in interception return yardage on those 5 picks, which is a very healthy average. And he saw it again today. I mean, when he picks the ball off, he is normally moving quickly with a lot of steam towards the end zone. And he's got burst and he's got moves.
Yeah, he really does. He's a big physical guy. And so, but it was a good day today. So good day today. Big news from the PGA Tour. Have you followed this story?
Yeah, it's you're right. This is a massive change.
Yeah, Lee Smith, our golf analyst, the best in the business, will join us by phone today at 4:30. I think he's in Atlanta. But a massive change on the biggest change I can ever remember of how the PGA Tour goes about its business in the regular year. Would you agree with that?
I would.
I can't ever remember anything like that. So we'll certainly get to that today. Coming up. So a lot of Jags talk. You're going to hear from Antonio Johnson. We're going to tell you what we thought about today's joint practice. There's another one tomorrow. We'll talk about that. The hat tip. I don't hat tip Tony Petitti much. I think he's kind of a knucklehead. But hat tip to the Big Ten today. Do you see what they did today? Good.
They're not going to allow it.
SEC, you're next. Okay, SEC, you're up. You're on the clock.
And SEC released a statement last night.
I saw it.
It wasn't as strong as what this report is.
And it wasn't as strong as what I told Greg Sankey to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he might have been listening.
But they did at least acknowledge that they don't like it. So now that the Big Ten, I would expect both the SEC and the Big Ten to say we're not taking these.
Yeah, and I think right now the SEC. I said it yesterday, and I said, and I didn't know legally they could do what the Big Ten did today. So my comment yesterday was Greg Sankey should say we legally can't stop it, but we totally don't think, and we're going to tell our teams not to advise our teams not to do it. Well, the Big Ten trumped that. They said yes, we can stop it. We're not allowing it. So we'll certainly, and Brett Hastings will be in tomorrow I'm going to ask Brett, particularly when he comes in tomorrow, will that hold up in court? So that's tomorrow's program. So we got a lot of fun stuff. Sad day today.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton died today. Dolly Parton is as big a part of the entertainment scene in Americana for the last 5 decades. That my wife cried for an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, now my wife's a big Dolly fan. She's gone to see Dolly shows. I mean, she's never seen Dolly, but she's gone to see all the shows built around Dolly. And Dolly Parton died today.
Yeah, we were having lunch with Richard and Rocky at the Bonos.
And when it happened,
on Bowden
and you
Road,
saw it on your phone.
and we all just were like stunned by it.
And Suzanne's blowing up my phone right then.
Yeah.
And so I mean, my wife really cried about it. So Dolly Parton was really interesting. So most known for 9 to 5.
I think so.
The public most known for 9 to 5.
That's what it's funny you say that. So obviously I put, we're going to honor Dolly Parton in headlines later. And so I asked a couple of the guys just in the bullpen, what would you, is it Jolene? Is it, and they both were like, the first one that they both threw out was 9 to 5, which I know. And so I was like, yeah, and that's upbeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Islands in the Stream with, Kenny Rogers.
Right. And she
won 11 Grammys.
Yeah, and she wrote what I think one of the most beautiful songs ever is "I Will Always Love You." Now, it's known best for Whitney Houston singing it in the Bodyguard. But how about you, JJ? What would you know Dolly most for? Jolene, the song Jolene.
Absolutely.
That's probably her. That's her anthem.
It might be because it's my favorite too.
No, it's a great song.
Yeah.
That's probably her anthem in terms of music. 9 to 5, not just because of the song, the movie, the presence. Lily Tomlin, the whole, the whole,
and it's bubbly,
like
Dolly.
Yeah. Well, that's right. But it was, it's so.
Shout out to Dolly World.
Yeah.
Very underrated amusement park.
Okay.
That the LaSelvas like to take their kids on for a cheap adventure.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
You've been there?
Oh, yeah, multiple times.
We took the kids
Pigeon
there.
Forge is a great place.
Yeah, we took the kids maybe like 10 years ago. They were probably maybe even 12 years. They were probably like 6 and 4 or something like that. 7 and 5.
I mean, what musician decides
great,
I'm just going to make an amusement park?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I will say it's funny JJ says that because it wasn't my idea to go. So we were with like my wife at the time's family and they wanted to go and I was like, oh, okay. But like, so my expectation level wasn't overly
Very
high.
low.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was a fantastic fantastic day.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've not been, but I think you said something. You said bubbly. Dolly Parton. Every time I don't care if you saw her on talk shows in a movie, Dolly Parton was in a good mood.
Yes.
If there's one thing about Dolly Parton, she was smiling. She was happy with her plight, man. And I really do think I Will Always Love You, which was really written. Was it Porter Wagner? I may be getting the person wrong, but she was on a show. It was about leaving a show. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know.
It was like I think Porter Wagner. I may be getting the name wrong. I apologize. But she was on this show with him, and then she was about to break out on her own. So she was writing a song about, "Hey, I'm not going to be on your show anymore," and that's what it was about.
Oh, okay.
And then I didn't know it. Not only did I not know any of that, I didn't know that she had written it when I heard Whitney Houston sing it in the movie. I didn't know that it was a Dolly Parton song.
Yeah, in the Bodyguard. Yeah.
In the Bodyguard, and then the Dolly version, and the fact that Dolly wrote it gained prominence because of Whitney's performance in the movie.
Yeah.
Of the song.
I mean, I remember it wasn't that many years ago that Dolly Parton was like the halftime act at a Cowboys Thanksgiving game.
Correct.
Remember that? And
I do.
She had the Cowboys
just
cheerleaders.
a few years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, and she looked fantastic and did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, so a very sad day.
Yeah, you got the guy's name right, Porter Wagner. It was written as a farewell to her business partner and mentor.
Okay, that's
Porter
what it was.
Wagner,
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't on his show, but it was something like that.
But it's about like, hey, I'm leaving to go solo.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. So anyway, so all right. So sad day, the death of Dolly Parton. All right, got a lot of things to get to today. Lee Smith at the bottom of the hour. But when we come back, let's talk some Jags football. We might hear from Antonio Johnson now. We might hear from him at the top of the next hour, but you will hear a terrific interview with the Jaguars safety coming up. But let's talk some Jaguars football. That's how we'll kick off the program. Glad you're with us today on this Tuesday. Always brought to you by the Nimnick family of dealerships. That means Nimnick Chevrolet, means Nimnick Buick GMC, the best car dealerships in town, I promise you, are my friends from Nimnick. Back after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Follow your home team on your home station.
That was just old school smash mouth football.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you, in this financial climate, or really any, it's never been more important to make your money work for you, which is why I'll recommend Mike McGuire and the wealth management team at South State Bank. Financial planning is based on trust because it's so important. You can trust the South State team. They offer the best combination of sophisticated wealth management strategies with a truly personal approach. That will help you meet your financial goals. Stop by your local South State branch and ask them to connect you with Mike McGuire and the wealth management team. You'll be glad you did. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day, I talk to local business owners who spend thousands finding customers, yet their company vehicle sits blank. Let me turn it into a moving billboard with custom graphics and signs from AB Signs.
He's covered the NFL for over 3 decades.
I know this wonderful game called football.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco Thursday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hi, Frank Frangie here, inviting you to join my wife and me June 22nd of 2027 as we experience the food, wine, and culture of iconic Italy with Colette. Our journey takes us to historic cities and enchanting medieval towns. We'll enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in the Montecatini Term A famous resort and spa town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. Visit the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and lovely Lucca. Along the way, we'll discover the food, wine, and old world charm, and even have a special chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now, to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942. Come away with me. That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
At Beard's Diamonds, diamonds are what we do best. But did you know Beard's is also Jacksonville's source for the latest fashion jewelry for every occasion? Exquisite designer pieces, all new creations, the latest trends.
We've seen yellow gold be very, very popular right now. So the very dainty is in right now as far as little huggy earrings.
Ben Lupo and his father John are also seeing a big increase in demand for colored stones.
Colored stones are extremely popular right now. People like something different.
Sapphire, ruby, and emerald, which we have a great selection of in the store, whether it be pendants, necklaces, earrings.
So if you're looking for an anniversary gift, a push present, or a just because gift, don't go to one of those corporate chain jewelers. Get more selection, higher quality, and better value at Beard's.
When you walk in the door at Beard's, you are paying less for a higher quality item, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
And don't forget, Beard's now has an incredible selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches, all the hard-to-find models. Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's locally owned jeweler for over 4 decades, in the St. John's Town Center.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can.
The great Dolly Parton, gone today at the age of 80. That rocked a lot of people, and she was great. No question about it. Well done, JJ.
You always think about how hot Jolene must have been.
Yeah, right.
Holy
You know what?
smokes.
Well said. Absolutely right. I do want to thank our friends from the Nimnick Family Dealerships. My friend Billy Nimnick, his brother Lee Nimnick, Lauren Nimnick, Dozier, Edward Nimnick. There's a lot of good folks family folks that still run that operation here in town and still part of it. And you want to buy a car, go to Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett, go to Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. Really good folks that care about Jacksonville, care about the things going on in Jacksonville. And by the way, I'm going to go and announce this now. There'll be a ribbon cutting later, but and I know you know this already, but our friends from Nimnick have become the naming rights for our brand new high school football stadium at Fort Family Park, part of the Walk-Off Charities growth we've showed. But Nimnick Stadium, you've seen it. It's
wonderful.
Isn't it a gorgeous all-turf stadium? And, and our friends at Nimnick.
Congratulations to them. What a wonderful sponsorship.
They're so the Nimnick people are so good to so many people in town, and I know that. And poor Billy Nimnick, every time he sees my name, he's going, great. What's Frank asking for now? But he's a great friend, and they really care about our community and Billy and his family, and knows what so many of us are trying to do to help kids in Jacksonville. So Nimnick Stadium is the brand new football stadium at Fort Family Park, right next to the Bragan Baseball Complex. We're very proud of that. And everything that goes on there benefits Walk-Off Charities, so we're very proud to be part of it. So thank you to the Nimnick family. We wanted
a lot of happy kids.
Yeah, and there will be a ribbon cutting for everybody seeing it. But you're exactly right. So thank you for saying that. So
yeah.
All right, Jaguars today. What's up off the page? Give me 2 or 3 notes from you, then I'll join in as well.
Yeah. So like last week, I focused more on the Jaguar defense. Like I did against Carolina, and I would say today, it was one-sided, tilted towards the Jaguars from what I saw. And I didn't see a lot of the Jaguar offense, but it was one of these where it was somewhat Tyson Spinks. I mean, this from the first play, Devon Hamilton swallows a run, just basically knocks 2 guys down, makes the play. They were Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker were drawing holding penalties. You had Travis Hunter make a nice pass breakup on Ted, pass to Ted Hurst. Boy, Baker Mayfield targeted rookie Ted Hurst a lot. For you fantasy football guys out there, if you're looking for like a deep sleeper, this Ted Hurst kid looks good. He was about the only bright spot for Tampa Bay, but I was shocked at how often Mayfield looked his direction. But Hunter got the best of him on that particular rep. Gardeck had a great run stuff. Monteric Brown had a great run stuff and had an interception. Antonio Johnson was electric on a couple of plays, interception, pick 6. Also had another breakup. And Hines Allen to me really stood out. So I just thought Tampa had a couple of moments here and there, but we're talking long periods. I mean, this was like, I want to say one of the periods was a full 20 minutes where it was basically the ones, which is a ton of great work. But I really thought, I was surprised. I thought with Baker Mayfield that he would, there's so much savvy to his game. I thought that Tampa would have some success, and they didn't have some guys, but I thought the Jaguar defense just absolutely won the day, wasn't even close.
I was at the other end. I agree with you. I was at the other end of the offense. At times, the passing game was a little out of kilter, really, for both teams, but I was on the offensive end. But, boy, the Jags were physical running the football. Now, again, no one's tackled into the ground, so you don't completely know, but you could feel that. They were very physical. Boy, this guy, Emmanuel Pregnon, he looks like he's won the job. Now, you don't know, but I mean, when the ones go out there now, and there's no secret. I mean, the fans are all out there today. When the ones go out there, he's the left guard. So I think Anton Harrison and Emmanuel Pregnon, that's the left side. I think that I don't think that's an injury thing. I think that's where they are now. Patrick McCary's out, and Hainsey's the center, and Ezra Cleveland's the right guard, and of course Walker Little's playing right tackle now, at least until Van Lanning comes back, and then they'll figure that part out. But I think that's where they are. I think that's where they are. One of the most fans going crazy moment was there was a scuffle, and 16 went in there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
There was just a lot of push, and there was it wasn't a fight. It was a bunch of pushing and shoving. But when it looked like it was going to get, Trevor went in there and pulled a guy. You're just trying to break it up. He wasn't trying to fight. He twisted the guy, fans went crazy.
Yeah.
16 went in there and said, "Look, I'll get in." The big old Trevor Lawrence went in there and yanked the guy out of there and kind of spun him around. I mean, he was trying to break. In fairness to Trevor, he wasn't trying to fight. He was trying to break it up.
Yeah.
But it was a fun moment. I thought it was a fun moment. I thought that for sure. I thought the Jaguars.
Wasn't it against the linebacker for the Gators? What's his
was
name
it
with the
Pyburn?
hair?
Is that who we grabbed?
No.
Anzalone?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
It could have been.
It was hair-on-hair violence.
I couldn't tell him.
That's what Liam said.
It could have been. I couldn't tell. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
But he went and grabbed the. I didn't realize it was hands on. But it was a fun moment. And again, it wasn't a fight. It was a fun moment, hair on hair. But I thought Antonio Johnson really looked good. That stood out to me. Boy, Parker Washington continues to go up and make plays. Brenton Strange looked good today. I thought the tight end game showed up a little bit. They threw to Borkacher down by the goal line. They threw to Brenton a bunch of times. I think he certainly showed up. At one point, the ones, it was interesting. Now, again, you rotate receivers. You rotate receivers in and out and in and out and in and out. But at one time, the ones were out there and the two rookie receivers. Did you? You were at the other end. I don't know if you saw that. But at one time, it was early in the joint. It was the first offensive line, Trevor, either Rodriguez or Tootin, I don't remember which one, Strange, and Cameron and Williams.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. Again, you rotated guys
and
out.
BTJ banged up his shoulder.
Yeah, so he came
fine,
out.
So and obviously they didn't have Myers.
Yeah, and it was. Myers and BTJ were not there. But I'm saying it was interesting that then those were the next two up. So it makes you tell you that's kind of where they are.
Yeah, it got off to I was watching the defense, but it's really cool because the fans are there to see the offense.
Right.
Which I totally get. So, I'm watching a Jags defensive play, and all of a sudden you hear this huge roar.
Right.
I mean, just right out of the gate, huge roar. And I look over and I see Brian Thomas Jr. running into the end zone.
Right.
So apparently the first play was Liam going deep.
Yeah, it was, and he hit it, and the place went crazy.
That's awesome.
So you're exactly right. So it was a good day today, a good day for the joint. I wonder what they'll do tomorrow. I don't know. It's a shorter practice.
It is by 30 minutes.
Yeah. Will they be in shells? Will they be? I wouldn't think they're padded, even though it's a joint. And both teams will be out there. And usually most joint practices are padded.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think tomorrow. There was one cool moment. I don't know if you noticed or not. But the two quarterback groupings did drills together. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
The quarterbacks, both groups of quarterbacks were going through drills kind of together.
Okay.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I've never seen them kind of do that together. It was kind of an interesting little.
I would think tomorrow will be dialed back, probably a lot of 7-on-7, and But they were great today. It won't be a behavioral thing,
right?
Because
that's correct.
There was that like one little quick moment, but I mean, there certainly was nothing that rose to the level of, well, we can't obviously have these two teams practice again tomorrow. So yeah, I would think that by design, the fact that they're only going to 11 tomorrow as opposed to 11:30 would to me signal that it's not going to be as intense.
Yeah. So another joint tomorrow. Probably I'm going to guess shells. That means helmets but no pads. I'm going to guess what they do. We know they're both walking through on Thursday before the game. And then a game with a lot of backups coming up on Friday. So a lot of stuff going on. So, all right, later on in the program, I want you to hear from Antonio Johnson, who might be one of the new stars of this. It sure feels that way, doesn't it? I mean, you haven't seen him in a real game yet. I haven't even seen him in a preseason game yet. But his presence, how big he is for a safety, that first step he has, he finds the football. And we'll talk more about him in the next hour, but boy, it does feel like it doesn't. It does feel like he wears number 6 now, which is a better number than 26 was. It does feel like there's something special about to happen with Antonio Johnson, who, by the way, wants to get paid. So he's in a contract year, but it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Without a doubt. Again, I go back to he had 5 interceptions last year, playing about 60% of the defensive snaps. So again, his role this year is 100% of the defensive snaps. He doesn't come off the field now, assuming he's healthy. So you're talking about a guy that had 5 picks last year, playing 60% of the time. And in those 5 interceptions, had 107 yards of return on those 5 picks. That is extraordinary. So this is a guy that not only can locate the ball and catch the ball, but very dangerous with the ball in his hands once he has it.
All right, we'll take a break. Back to football later on. A lot of football topics to get to. But when we come back, big news out of the PGA Tour, which is based here, so that's always big news for us. There will now be not next year, but beginning in 28, there will be match play to decide the Tour Championship. That is really cool stuff. It's complicated. And Lee Smith, who understands that world way better than we do, the best golf analyst around, will join us by phone after this, talking PGA Tour and championships in a year or so. Interesting stuff. That's next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Nimnick Chevrolet is Northeast Florida's truck headquarters. Now this month, you ready for this? Save more than $15,000 on a brand new Silverado at Nimnick Chevrolet. And 0% financing for 60 months is now available. Plus, no payments for 90 days. They've got great selection of new Chevrolets. So many, more than anybody in the region. And always you get that Nimnick best price guarantee. I've told you this before. I've been shopping at Nimnick since 1982. I had never bought a car by myself. I went to Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, I've been doing it ever since. My friend Billy Nimnick Jr. helped me buy a car, God rest his soul. And Billy Nimnick III now, who runs the joint, still takes care of everybody the way they've always taken care of me. You get great prices, the lowest interest rates. They really take care of you, an incredible inventory to choose from. Why go anywhere else? Head to Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassadet Park right now. Great prices, great interest rates. Who takes really, really, really good care of you when you want to buy a car or truck? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie. I'm Jacksonville born and raised. I've lived here my whole life, so I don't hand out trust easily. But for the first time, I sat down with Chad and Sandy. Look, these are our people. You need to sell your house? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. You need a max price? Their science-based Market Max system is a proven, repeatable system guaranteed to sell your home for a maximum price. Ask Maureen. Her home on Pace Island in Fleming Island sat 158 days with another agent. Nothing. So she called Chad and Sandy, had showings day one, and by day two, sold for her full asking price, $449,000. Chad and Sandy are the local experts. I trust them, and I would recommend them if I was selling my home. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-on price or deadline, or they'll buy it. So call Chad and Sandy, the only agents I would trust if I was selling my home, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com.
Instant Keys is turning 25, a quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
David Garrard here, and once again, I'm reporting good news about how good my knees are doing following PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For an old quarterback like me, my knees are in great shape.
You don't have to be a celebrity or a professional athlete to appreciate the everyday personal attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For any orthopedic need, call on the pros at SOS.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC. Home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Here it comes.
On 1010XL.
Yeah, now we know usually you hear Lee on Thursdays, but big news from the tour today. It was announced today. Brian Rolap, the commissioner, CEO, who is now the commissioner, has made it very clear that he was going to do some things different, that nothing was off the table. They've hinted at that before, and now the big news came up. Not next year, but in the 2028 season, the Tour will pick its champion in a totally different way. Lee Smith joins us by phone now. Lee, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We're great, and I'm excited. Again, with Hayes and I and JJ, we're diehard golf fans, so so we're very excited about this. I hope I understand it. I was going to normally tee you up, but you know what? Rather than me trying to do that and mess it up, will you just here's what I know. There's one last tournament with 90 players, and then after that, there's 32 players playing match play. Now, there's way more to it than that, but is that close? Am I close to right about that? Something like that, right?
Yeah, look, I think there's a couple things. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys up at the Tour Championship up in Atlanta, and I think one thing we know it's a big day in golf when you clip on the ESPN app, and out of the 8 headlines, 3 of them have to do with the PGA Tour.
Right, that's right.
In some way, shape, or form. That's a big news. No, I think you're exactly right. I think you zoom out for just a second, Frank, and you think about a year ago today, Brian, his first press conference, and he announced the Future Competitions Committee, which was Tiger-led and player-led to focus on what the fans wanted, in creating what the future model was going to be. And then at the Players' Championship, he laid out the objectives and big markets and starting big and a fresh, postseason outlook. And a couple of months ago, he announced the Championship Series and the Challenger Series, and now today, quite a few steps forward in what is really a reimagined season-ending structure, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's basically you play all year to identify the 90 players that will keep their card for the Championship Series for the following year, and that is the Championship Series finale. Those 90 players will play a 4-round tournament that will identify the champion of the year, who finished and played the best all year, and that will be the champion of that championship series. And then you identify the 32 players that will move into a multi-week, multi-venue match play championship that will provide that season-long structure. And ultimately, match play was really what the fans wanted, was the most praised item that the fans talked about. And I think the exciting opportunity here is to play that across 2 venues and across 2 weeks. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
All right, so in SEC football, there's a regular season champion, and then there's an SEC tournament champion who is the SEC champion. Is that kind of what you're seeing here, Lee? That the 90 who play in that finale, the winner is the regular season champion, and then 32 go on to the conference tournament. Is that analogy work? Am I getting that right, do you think?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I mean, I think we want to, they're going to be a regular season champion, and then there's going to be a tour championship champion. They're going to be 2 separate things. We've kind of stayed away from using the word playoff,
right?
And more just kind of a season-ending structure. So, and I think the exciting thing, you're exactly right. You play the championship series finale with 90 players, and you identify the season-long champion. That player who played the best. I think Brian said it today that probably after the PGA Tour Championship Series finale, that player is the best player in the world,
right?
Because he played the best all year. But then you identify the exciting and the drama for the Tour Championship, which is the top 32 players from that championship finale. And now you got a little bit of World Cup structure. You got a little bit of March Madness structure over the span of 2 weeks. That first 32-player week, will be 8 4-player groups where you'll play each player 3 times. You identify 2 players from each of those 8 groups, which will be the 16 players that will then, follow to the next week. And I think that the game of golf and setting up a golf tournament, I think one of the most exciting pieces of this too, not only is the match play, but just, I think what'll happen over the next 2 years from now until this time in 28 is the conversations that are ongoing with these venues that we've never seen, maybe. And because of, now all of a sudden it's 16 players and the build out doesn't have to be as robust. And, maybe there's more courses and more venues that, will be open to that type of structure. I think that's really, really an exciting part.
Lee, are there some venues off the top of your head that you think fit that?
Yeah, I think obviously one that has been noted, I have no idea whether there's a discussion or not, but you start to think about venues like, Cypress Point, that it has been a match play venue in its history, and probably is not a place that would want structures and tents and all of those types of things built. And again, that would be me as a golfer and as a PGA Tour fan. And I think there's venues like that. You saw, I think it was during COVID, a place like Seminole in Florida that we never get to see, but there was, one of those kind of made for TV events that allowed us to see it on TV. I think you could go state by state and almost go like, that's a course that probably would not want to have 40,000 fans walking across it in a bunch of tents, but that's a golf course that'd be really, really fun to see and fun to see tour players take it on and obviously kind of in a TV venue type of scenario.
So, Leah, help us understand how many courses are involved. So one we've already announced with the championship series. All right. So 90 players play in the finale. We don't know where that's going to be. It might be East Lake. It might be wherever. Right. None of that's been determined. Right. So far.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
So the finale is going to be played somewhere. Let's say for the sake of the argument, the finale with 90 players is at East Lake for the sake of the conversation, and that's over. Now you got 32 players who are moving on to match play. Are they playing at how many different venues? How what's your vision on that? Does that make sense? The question makes sense?
No, I think as of now, and to your point, I think the great thing about this is that every couple months there are milestones.
Sure.
And certainly a lot of work ahead and details. But I think what's being presented today is those 32 players would all play at the same place.
Okay.
And they would play in a group stage format, 8 groups of 4 playing each. You play each person in your group once, similar to like the World Cup setup.
Oh, okay.
So there'd be three matches to identify the top 2 players in each group of 4, which when they're with 8 groups, that will turn down to 16. And then the next week, those 16 will go to a different venue to provide the tour championship finale in that bracket style format.
I see. So it's 8. I did not realize that. So there's group of 4. So you're playing 3 days of matches, right? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So you play 3 days of matches.
That's correct.
And then you identify the top half of that group, the top 16 move on?
Yes. So think of it like Tour Championship Week 1, Tour Championship Week 2.
Okay.
So Tour Championship Week 1 is 32 players, 8 groups of 4, match play against each other to identify the 16. You think about it, like I think one of the most highest levels of drama could be a group of 4 that ends in a tie, and now all of a sudden you're having sudden death playoffs in that round of 32 to make it to the next week and again a new venue.
And the second week at the new venue, is it 8 matches? Is it back to the group of 4 thing again?
No, that would be the way that it looks now. And again, a lot of details to nail down. But the way that it looks now is that would be a little bit of bracket style, and everybody gets to play 4 matches. But you keep moving towards the Tour Championship champion, the more you win. So almost a bracket style of 16.
Oh, okay, interesting stuff.
Yeah, Lee, looking at what's going on currently, Wyndham Clark, what an unbelievable summer that he is having. Wins the U.S. Open and then showed great character on Sunday. really didn't have his best stuff, but was able to put it together late and win by 3. What are you seeing out of Wyndham Clark, and do you think he's here to stay?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great question, and this is probably a really good lesson for Frank. You know, when Frank gets off to a bad start, that kind of bogey double start, that the round the round can be saved, Frank.
Right.
Yeah, Wyndham got off to a rough start. You start with a 5-shot lead, and all of a sudden it disappears in a matter of an hour of real time. It certainly takes you changing your mindset. He probably didn't change a ton tactically or structurally. It's you kind of move forward with, hey, it's still my tournament. When I hit my first shot on Thursday, if I could be tied with 9 holes to go, I would have taken it. And there he was, and then to obviously birdie the last 3 and make it look easy. It reminded me of one of those basketball games or football games that starts as a blowout, gets close late, and then ends, and it almost looks like there was no drama when you look at the box score the next day. But there was a lot of drama coming down the stretch, and Wyndham handled himself well, and I think Rory said it well. He played himself right into the Player of the Year discussion, as we discussed on the program.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks. It now with a major and a playoff win, I think what happens here at Eastlake is going to determine that award.
Yeah, Hayes, you said the same thing yesterday. Now all of a sudden it is in play. Well, Lee, I'll tell you. We'll tell you this. Speaking of my very heralded golf game, you may or may not know. So miraculously went 40 years without a hole in one. Well, Saturday made my second. Okay, but let me ask. Tell me if you've ever seen this, Lee. You've seen a lot.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. I made my second hole in one Saturday. But tell me if you've ever seen this card before. Well, our first hole's a par 5. I 3-putted for bogey. Okay, you with me? 3-putted for bogey. Second hole's a par 4.
That's a 6, yeah.
Second hole's a par 4. Okay, I pulled my second good drive. Pulled my second shot into the water. Made double. Okay. Then I made a hole in one. How many times have you ever seen 661 on a card, Lee? Okay, yeah, I can't believe you've seen 661 on a card very often. Have you?
I don't know what area code that is, Frank, but that's somewhere. Somebody 661.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
My card at that point said.
There you go.
My card at that point said 661. That had to be for the first time ever. Yes, I made a second hole in one. Hey, final question for you. A story moved today about St. Johns County. The tourism officials are wanting county commissioners to cut $50,000 that was earmarked for Players Championship tickets and food that I guess were going to employees, how does that affect the players? What did you make of that story? I know you saw it. What did you make of that story?
Yeah, I did see it. I think on the surface, I respect the heck out of the governmental process and knowing that the appropriate way to run those types of things is to balance the budget, and that comes with difficult decisions. We all make those all the time. I think obviously we would always be disappointed if participation and support from our local municipalities goes backwards. But at the same time, I certainly and I think that I think at the end of the day, I think we fight at the Players Championship to earn this money, and we like to say quite often that it's not a coincidence that the busiest consecutive week in the hotel industry is the Players Week. It's not a coincidence that the busiest consecutive week at the Jacksonville Airport is Players Week. And I think overall, in reading that article, it was a very positive article about the Players Championship. But I think it is one of those things that reminds us that we're not everything to everybody, and we got to continue to be recognized and appreciated. And I think ultimately, the opportunity for us to continue to have dialogue with our leadership, and we are highly supported by St. Johns County. all the way from our police, Sheriff Hardwick, and the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, and really everything in the county that we're thankful for. But I think this is just a reminder that we need to keep being recognized and then ultimately keep working with those organizations to make sure that the support that they provide to us is being used in the right way. And the article mentioned tourism quite a bit. That's something that we really focus on to help out Northeast Florida, not just St. John's, but Duval, and in driving tourist traffic. 1/3 of the fans that come to the Players Championship come from out of state, and that's a great thing for Northeast Florida, Duval County, and St. Johns County. So we hope to continue to work with them and continue to have them support.
All right, fair enough. Before we let you go, we have a Big Loser Monday contest coming up there. The boys want me to know who you like among the 30 this week. Who do you like?
I'll tell you, don't count out Victor Hovland.
Okay.
I think he's got to win this year. He's won here before. He's now, I think, officially back with Joe Mayo, his on again, off again coach, and I think this is a place that he really likes. And there's no underdogs when it's down to 30, but I think Victor Hovland, might be a guy that could play well here.
Fair enough. Lee Smith, great job talking about golf on a very busy day in the world of golf. Lee, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Lee Smith talking golf with us. We'll see him not Thursday, but a week from Thursday. He'll be checking in with us. We've got headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Every summer, there's one Saturday night you gotta be in Daytona.
Hey, boys, watch this.
The NASCAR Coke Zero Sugar 400. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. From Jacksonville's NASCAR station. 1010XL.
Hey, Tom McManus here. You count on your vehicle every day. At Tom Busch Mazda, we service all makes and models. Oil changes, brakes, tires, diagnostics, major repairs. We do it all. Make the smart play and schedule your service with Tom Busch Mazda today.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
How do you beat a disguise coverage? Ask the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Checked by Encore Research Group and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent, Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggett's helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggett's, offices Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue, and I've got 3 words for you. Ribs, ribs, ribs. Bono's Rib Platter are at a low price right now. Plus, you get 2 southern sides and garlic toast with each platter. Plus, beat the summer heat with Lou's Lemonade and Strawberry Lemonade. Ice cold Southern classic that's the perfect match for Jacksonville's favorite barbecue since 1949. To find the Bono's near you, head to bonosbarbecue.com. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. Head to Bono's today.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate's chessman, and you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Ball. Ball.
Ball. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Soccer fans, your undefeated Sporting Jacks women are back home at Hodges Stadium this Saturday, August 29th, to take on Dallas FC. If you missed Bailey Dudsmith smash 2 goals with Ashlyn Puertes back of net and Jamie Gerstenberg with an amazing late-game save last week, don't miss it this week. Come support your Sporting Jacks women at Hodges Stadium. Tickets start at $20, and it's always thirsty on the pitch with $1 hot dogs and $1 beers. Get tickets at sportingjacks.com and come support your undefeated Sporting Jacks women this Saturday night.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, visit AA Automotive on Richard Street. For oil changes to complex repairs, AA Automotive is a full-service repair shop for personal and commercial fleet vehicles. Trust AA to keep your ride running A-OK.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Yes, Harrell and Harrell. Hopefully you won't need them, but we know injuries happen, and if they do, you got to call Harrell and Harrell. They're going to take great care of you. They are excellent at what they do, and they are wonderful people. 251-1111. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars and the Buccaneers getting together for a joint practice, one in which Baker Mayfield said afterwards, we got out physical today, and if this had been a real game, it had been a long afternoon. Jaguar defense suffocates Tampa Bay in the joint practice.
And I thought the Jags ran the ball well, too, so they were the more physical team really across the board, the Jags were. It was a good day for Jacksonville. It was a good day. Joint practices are good. There's really not a winner and a loser based on sometimes what you watch and what you saw, but Baker was right. They got pushed around a little bit. Jags are in a good spot. And again, today was the last time now for physicality really was the last time there would be a physical presence for this football team until they play a real game. My guess is Shells tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if it's anything but that. So my guess is Shells tomorrow. Nobody plays Friday. They might hit before Cleveland.
I don't think so.
But maybe not at all. You only can hit so many times.
Yeah.
So this might be it.
Yeah, I think it could be. You mentioned that Jaguar ground game. Liam Cohen met with reporters after the practice and talked about the progress of the Jaguars running game.
I think there was some good stuff out there today at times. There was some good stuff against Carolina. I think we've made some strides in that department. I think it was nice to see Chris kind of in the joint against Carolina kind of shine or, have some big ones, even though Toot did as well. I thought Tootin had a really nice day today. Showed he was hitting it and had a burst at the second and third level. I think our line, we're getting a little bit better at knowing what we're good at and what we can do. And something that we have to be able to do is run at the tight ends, right? Like a lot of what I've always been taught is to move the hard down around as much as you can. And in the run game, the tight ends typically have a very difficult down. That being said, you can't run open all the time. You can't run weak all the time. And so we've got to have a balance of running weak and strong. And it's nice to be able to see us do that.
Yeah, the running game overall was pretty good. That's the bottom line.
He is so good.
Yeah,
I mean that. What a great answer. Yeah. I mean, in terms of, he does 4 or 5 of those every press conference. Liam Cohen is about as good as it gets in terms of a coach explaining the process, and we certainly appreciate that. Trayvon Walker met with reporters as well after practice today. Trayvon, Josh Hines-Allen both had outstanding days, it looked like to me. Trayvon talked about ramping up the intensity when you're in a joint practice.
Oh, man, obviously it's always going to get ramped up going against another opponent, not coming out here practicing on your own teammates every day. You know you got to make it to the season. So when you're going against your teammates, it's you can still be physical in an aspect, but you don't have to be. Once you're in a joint practice, you don't have to be as lenient on an opponent as you would your own teammate.
Lean is a good word.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to pull up as much.
Yeah.
You have to pull up, but you don't have to pull. He's saying you don't have to pull up quite as much.
Right.
It's not quite a pull up. When you're a guy, you got to pull up.
Yeah, lenient is not a word that we usually would describe Trayvon Walker
With
the football field.
With my team, I got to pull up. With the other guy, I got to sort of pull up.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Absolutely. There was a little bit of an injury scare. Brian Thomas Jr. left practice with a shoulder injury, but Liam Cohen said afterwards he thinks BTJ is fine.
Very early in the practice, you could see he and Kevin Kaplan and Fergie together for a little bit afterwards. You didn't get to read watching them, and I was across the field at that point, but you didn't get to read that anybody felt like it was anything significant. We don't know, but I agree with what Liam said. I mean, I believe what Liam said. It doesn't look like it's anything drastic.
The Jaguars have released their new rivalries uniforms. They will wear those for the home game against the Indianapolis Colts. Good look.
Teal lids.
Yeah.
They've never worn teal lids. They've worn black lids. They've worn white lids. They've worn black and gold lids. Those are spectacular. But they've never worn teal lids. So, yeah, they look good. White jerseys, whitish jerseys, black pants, some cool design on it. They did look good. I agree with you.
Yeah, let's get to around the NFL. This is something to monitor. This happened about 90 minutes ago. Cincinnati receiver Jamar Chase leaves practice with a leg injury. It appeared to be a knee. There is good video from the rep that is out on social media. Jamar Chase is in tight coverage. It's a deep ball. He sort of jumps up, and it appears like his foot either maybe lands on the DB's foot and gets twisted, or it may have just been how Jamar hit the ground. So, again, we don't have any update from the Bengals at this point, but something to certainly be mindful of. Hopefully Jamar Chase is fine.
Yeah.
But, boy, would that be – I mean, you want to talk about – for a franchise that's dealt with a lot of injury issues with their quarterback, boy, can you imagine what Cincinnati will be if they have lost Jamar Chase for any length of time?
Knees are scary, Hayes. No matter what, knees are scary. I remember when Van Lanen went down against at the end of the season, and I thought, gosh, you know what? It doesn't look serious, but it's a knee, and it turns out it kept him out 4, 5, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months before he can finally come back, and he's still not playing again. So, no, you never know what it's going to be. But knees are scary, more than anything else. And they're not as life scary as head injuries are or neck injuries are, but they're the most likely injury to knock you out for a year. So that's why they're scary.
Yeah, let's get to college football. The Big Ten and the SEC separately are reportedly ready to crack down on NFL players coming back to college football.
Very differently. The SEC said, we don't think you should do that. The Big Ten said, screw that. The Big Ten said, we're not going to allow you to do that. And the penalties, the punitive action will be so significant, people are going to follow it. I really applaud the Big Ten for this. I'm such an SEC snob and such a regional guy that I've never been all that in love with the Big Ten in any way, shape, or form. But I will tell you this, give Tony Petitti, give their faculty reps who are real involved in this, their president's credit. They said, screw this. You cannot go to an NFL camp and be on an NFL training table in an NFL weight room and practice against NFL guys and have NFL strength coaches and then come back and play against college players. The Big Ten said, hell no, and I really do hope everybody else follows suit. I really tip of the cap to the Big Ten for this ruling today. And yeah, the SEC also came out and had a statement that said, we don't believe it should happen. That's why we hope the Protect College Sports Act goes through. But they didn't ban it. The Big Ten banned it. Good for them.
Yeah, and the SEC is having those meetings, so maybe that comes out.
Well, the word now is that the other three big conferences are all going to follow suit. Let's hope they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Florida State coach Mike Norvell will not release a depth chart prior to Saturday's game with New Mexico State. The Noles are a 31.5 point favorite.
What are we doing?
31.5 point favorite, and you can't put out a depth chart?
Yeah, I would like the Lobos or the Aztecs to win that game outright if I knew which one of the two they are, but I don't. So
How about Florida State?
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll see there. That's my problem,
Yeah.
JJ. It's neither, for God's sake.
Is there a football team on this planet that you'd be comfortable giving 31.5 to and taking the Noles at this point?
Yeah, but I mean, look, I really do think from everybody that Mike Norvell's a nice guy. They're obviously something. He's got some good in him. He did well enough at Memphis to get this job. He authored a 13-0 regular season and a 13-1 total season after losing his quarterback. Obviously, there's some good in there. I'm serious about this. Obviously, there's some good in there, and I really do believe that. But gosh, this has been a bad offseason for them. Not talking, not letting anybody talk, not letting anybody. What are you hiding, bro? At this point, you know, if ever there was a coach that needed goodwill, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Again, I could understand it. I mean, I think it's silly, but I could kind of understand if they were opening at Alabama.
Yeah, well, right.
You're playing
right.
New Mexico State.
And by the way,
let your fans have a depth chart to follow while they're watching a game that you are a 4.5 touchdown favorite over this opponent.
Is Alabama second or no? Somebody else.
SMU.
Okay,
Yeah,
so SMU. So here's the deal. Normally, you wouldn't show it because nothing's on TV, so they can't see it. Ordinarily, I'd say, well, it doesn't matter because once your first game's out, the tape's available. But on the CW, maybe not, JJ. Maybe SMU may not have access to.
I'll get the VCR.
I don't know that SMU's got access to the CW.
This is like high school, how you have to send the other team you play your tapes.
I don't know that SMU's got access to it.
We're gonna meet in Baton Rouge and exchange the video.
Yeah, I think SMU. I think they're asking around. Hey, anybody got the CW? I don't think anybody's got it in Dallas. I don't. So there you go. Now I understand it.
Yeah.
Nobody's got the CW.
I think you might be onto something. The Vols have named true freshman quarterback Faison Brandon the starter. So Tennessee going young. That'll be fun. You really don't see the true freshman come in and win a job at a big place like Tennessee. But again, to your point about NFL guys and stuff like that, this is I'm assuming 18-year-old kid that is going to be thrown in there against 22, 23-year-olds.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm not smart enough to know whether Josh Heupel's very unusual offense makes it harder for a freshman to play or easier because remember they don't substitute. So my guess is it's not super complicated. You just have to get the tempo right. So maybe Josh Heupel's thinking is, listen, we're going to snap it quick. We're going to get the ball out quick. We're not substituting a lot. If you've watched Tennessee, they don't shift.
Right.
There's not shifts in motion. There's not Billy Napier who 78 guys shift and they have no idea that there's a play clock. They play fast and they don't shift. They don't substitute. So maybe that's easier on a freshman.
Yeah, it's a good point. Let's get to college basketball. The Gators are coming to town to play Baylor in an exhibition here at the arena on Sunday, October 18th. So the Jaguars will be in London. But if you're not going to see the Jaguars in London and you want to see the Gators play basketball, you can do it Sunday, October 18th.
Yeah, pretty cool. Against a good program. I mean, this is two good programs.
Baylor won the national title within the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. So two good programs. It'll be, and again, I'll be in London, but if you're not, it'll be a fun one to go watch.
Let's get to the PGA Tour. A new model to determine the Tour Championship has been introduced for the 2028 season, and that will feature a match play component. Be very cool.
I love it. Lee Smith was on, who knows golf so well, was on with us a moment ago to talk about it. I love that they're shaking it up a little bit. And match play's fun, by the way. I mean, match play. Now, it'll be unusual for people that don't know golf. They're going to wonder why guys are picking their ball up, you know?
Yeah.
They're
what does 5 and 4 mean?
Right. And well, that. And the scoring, they'll not understand the scoring, but they'll also not understand if you just happen to watch it, guy walks over and picks his ball up.
Yeah.
If you've never watched match play, you don't know that the other guy gave him the putt or whatever.
Right.
So, but I love it. I love what they're doing with it. I love they're mixing it up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get to Major League Baseball. The Phillies' 9-game win streak snapped, so the Braves' lead is now 3.5 games. Atlanta hosts the LA Dodgers tonight at 7:15.
That should be easy.
Yeah. Moments like this is when I stand down. JJ, the floor is yours.
This is as big of a series as you can get for still being in August. You know, like the Braves have to at least. You can't get swept.
Right.
You just cannot get swept in this, and you got to pray that the Phillies lose a couple games here.
Yeah.
You know,
Like you want to like pound the teams you'll pound at this point and just survive against a team like the Dodgers.
Well, that's what it. That's
and Chris Sale pitches in the last game of the series, so you have to win that one.
Yeah, so and you're right about that. Who you draw? Who's pitched? Snell just pitched Sunday. You don't get him.
I
Joey's
believe
not
it's
pitching. You don't get him.
Elder tonight.
Okay.
I believe.
All right. Okay. There you go.
Who's our second best pitcher, unfortunately.
Who are you getting? Who you facing?
Oh, I'm not even sure.
Okay.
I
Snell pitched Sunday. Shohei's
I know
not
it's
pitching.
someone very good.
Yeah, well, news bulletin. It'll be somebody good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, we'll get you out with today's musical nugget. A slice of Americana was lost today as global superstar Dolly Parton died today at the age of 80. The Queen of Country, Dolly Parton, sold over 100 million albums, won 11 Grammys, starred in movies, and was an incredibly charitable citizen. This is 9 to 5. We will miss Dolly Parton.
Well done. Hey, she brought joy to a very at times cynical entertainment industry. And that was her hallmark, and I don't think it ever changed. I think it's a sad day today. It really is. I think the anthem, Jolene is probably her anthem, but this is the song people know her for the most because of the movie. I'll miss Dolly Parton. It's a sad day, really sad day. Well done as always.
Thank you.
We'll hear from Antonio Johnson. We'll talk some Jags after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
And now details on the sudden announcement that has captured the attention of the entire world and the most fabulous prize one could wish for. A lifetime supply of
1010XL.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell and Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell and Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hi, Frank Frangie here, inviting you to join my wife and me June 22nd of 2027 as we experience the food, wine, and culture of iconic Italy with Colette. Our journey takes us to historic cities and enchanting medieval towns. We'll enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in the Montecatini Term A famous resort and spa town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. Visit the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and lovely Lucca. Along the way, we'll discover the food, wine, and old world charm, and even have a special chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now, to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Come away with me.
That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
High school football's big on the First Coast.
Look for Hackers Weekly High School Power Poll on the social channels of 1010XL and on First Coast Football Friday.
I'll rank the top teams.
Flavored by Flame Broiler, Simply Healthy.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, poker fans, the tables are hot at Best Bet.
And the jackpots are growing. Hit the tables and chase the growing jackpots at select table games at all Best Bet locations.
Plus, enjoy daily tournaments and high hand promotions and plenty of ways to win every day.
Whether you're playing your favorite table games or joining a power tournament, the excitement is always building.
Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
It's back to school season. Get a brand new fence from Superior Fence and Rail. For a limited time, get free takedown and haul away of your old fence. A $500 value with your new fence purchase. Offer valid on residential projects of 100 plus linear feet. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com. SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Looking for an engagement ring that doesn't look like everyone else's?
Not every woman wants a cookie cutter ring that you find in every jewelry store around town.
Meet Ben Lupo, second generation owner at Beard's Diamonds, who says a lot of couples come in today looking for something different, even a custom design ring. They come in with pictures or drawings, or sometimes they combine things they like from several rings into a one-of-a-kind creation.
We can really kind of put all of those notes into one piece and show her her creation. If she likes it, we move forward. If not, we can change it however many times to make sure that we get it correct for her.
And here's the best part. Custom design rings at Beard's usually don't cost any extra.
You really have that ability to fully customize your ring without spending a ton of dollars, as opposed to just buying something right out of the case.
So don't settle for a chain store cookie cutter ring. Come to Beard's for all the top designer rings, and where you can also create that one-of-a-kind treasure.
You get the ability to customize your ring and put your stamp on it however you want.
Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Online at beardsdiamonds.com.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. Sports Illustrated is projecting Florida to play in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl against SMU. They also projected Jacksonville State to play Texas State in the Birmingham Bowl. Florida opens their season next Saturday as a 27-point favorite against FAU. FSU coach Mike Norvell is not planning on using a depth chart this season, instead opting for a practice-based playing time model. FSU opens their season this Saturday a 31-point favorite against New Mexico State. It's 77 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
We got something going on. Tender love is blind.
It's a Nimnik Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941.
The great Dolly Parton. This obviously her collab with Kenny Rogers. Gone today at the age of 80 is Dolly, and we certainly remember a sad day for people that follow music at all, follow movies at all. So Dolly Parton gone today at the age of 80. I do want to thank our friends from the Nimnik family dealership. Nimnik Chevrolet is on Cassett. Nimnik Buick GMC is on Phillips Highway. It's hard to have 5 interceptions in any season of football. Of all the leagues it's hardest in the National Football League because they have like really good players and really good quarterbacks. And a guy that came out of nowhere, it's still puzzling to many that Antonio Johnson, with all that skill set, was the 160th pick in the draft. 159 guys went before him. And you kept thinking, everybody kept saying whoever gets Antonio Johnson is getting a steal. That was the common conversation.
I think he was like the best. You know, Kuiper will have best available, and they just keep
for like
it going
an hour.
For like
3 days. He was.
Antonio Johnson was number one on Kuiper's
list. He was. So, but a special player, and he really is. The Jaguar free safety now. Big physical, I say free safety, one of their 2 safeties. Big physical guy, can play up on the line like a linebacker, can run and cover. He's been really good in this camp, was really good last year. Really good player for the Jaguars, really important player. And the subject of this, Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, we're pleased to be joined with Jaguar safety Antonio Johnson here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. It's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great. What a practice. Great day for you.
Yeah, most definitely. It was a good practice, you know, with the joint with the Bucs. They brought good energy, and we got to compete a little bit.
You obviously very active around the ball as normal. What did you see on the interception that you got today, Antonio?
We were just in cover one, Robber. He ran the over, kind of like a Robber, a dream to come true, run the over. He threw the over. undercut it, go make the play. So that's pretty much what it was.
Did you know when you had the ball that you had smooth sailing to the end zone?
Oh, yeah, I seen just the running back, and I think the Ventrell was blocking him. And I knew, set the block up right, get outside, go score.
That was the thing looking back at last year, 5 interceptions, which is fantastic, but you also had 107 yards return on those 5 interceptions. When you get the ball in your hands, how much of a playmaker do you feel like you can be at this level?
I'm trying to score. Every time I get the ball in my hand, I'm trying to score. That's the mentality. I do what I do with the ball. I feel like I got pretty good vision with the ball. I set up the right block and try to hit a home run.
How's it been in terms of being in year 2 under Anthony Campanile and his scheme?
It feels amazing. You know, this is my first time being in a defense for a consecutive year, and just feeling comfortable, just having that like the comfortability, the knowledge of the defense, and really just able to go out there and play free, be able to manipulate the defense and make it like our own, basically. And I feel like that's what you're saying more this year as a defense.
We talked in OTAs about a couple months ago about, you know, how versatile you can be as a chess piece in this defense. How has that grown and evolved throughout training camp?
I feel like, one, it helped me understand the defense way more and way more in depth. And then 2, it just allowed me to be a ball player. You can't really account for me in the defense. You don't know if I'm blitzing, if I'm covering, what I'm doing. I could be blitzing in the A-gap. I could be playing linebacker. You don't know what I'm doing. So I feel like that versatility helps me and allows me to play and make plays.
You guys were incredibly physical as a defense today going up against their run. How did you feel like you guys did in terms of stopping their ground game?
That's our bread and butter. We stop the run, make the quarterback throw the ball. We can do that in any given game. We control it. We wanted to make the offense throw the ball. That's our whole philosophy. And we did it today. And we trust our front 7. They're gonna go eat. And us on the back end, we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna hold it down.
This is now your 3rd joint practice. How do you feel like you guys as a defense have grown from New Orleans to Carolina to now Tampa Bay?
I feel like you just see the comfortability, and you see us mold as one. The front and the back, giving the back end giving the front a little bit more time to go get the quarterback. And then once the front get there, either getting a sack or forcing the quarterback to make a throw he don't want to throw. And that's how the great defense are formed.
You're obviously a great playmaker in that secondary. We saw Travis Hunter today do a couple really good things. Antonio, what's it like being able to see his growth, and what are you seeing out of Travis Hunter at corner?
For the most part, he's a ball player. He's a playmaker. So we trusted him on the outside. When the ball in the air, that's when he's at his best. But I feel like what's underrated about him is his physicality. He would come up and be physical at the line of scrimmage in a run game. And it's exciting to see him, fill up the game as a defensive player. And really just understand what we asked him to do, and for him to go out there and do what we needed him to do.
How cool is it then seeing Buster just take off? He had another great day today.
Oh, man, we trust in Buster. Buster, our guy. He gonna do his thing, for real. That's my dog. He can press, he can play off. I think he's one of the best corners in the league, and I feel like it's going to be on display this year for sure.
How much have you learned? What was it like having Eric Murray in the room and that reliability, dependability that he brings?
For the first part, Eric's a great tool. He's a great leader in our room. He has a lot of knowledge that we feel and we need for him, because we have a young room, and he just seen a lot of balls. So he break down things that he see from his lenses that the coaches don't see, and it allows younger guys to add to their toolbox. And when they see it on the film, it's like, okay, this is how I can play it, or just give them another outlook on the game. So he's a big piece of the secondary in the back end.
Awesome stuff. Antonio Johnson, congratulations on a great camp. Best of luck moving forward.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Antonio Johnson's still just 24 years old. So another one of these guys on this roster that hasn't even really gotten to what should be the prime of their career yet. And outstanding season last year. And again, he only played 60% of the defensive snaps last year. So for him to have 5 interceptions, now you start to wonder if he can stay healthy, plays all 17 games, that snap count goes from like 659 to about 1,000. So he's a guy that he is capable of 8 or 9 picks.
He's going to have a big year all the way around. That is the big thing of the day, by the way. The big thing of the day is always brought to you by our friends at Big Chief Tire. Now, Big Chief Tire specializes in tires and oil changes, brakes, alignments. They're all over town. 6 locations: the West Side, South Side, Blanding, North Side, Mandarin, Orange Park. No matter where you are near our friends at Big Chief Tire. That's where I go when I need anything done with my automobile. You should too. You can find out more about them at BigChiefTire.com. Speaking of big things, let's give away 2 big tickets. What do you got in the pouch in there?
Yes, a pair of tickets to the last preseason game. That is this Friday the 28th at 7:30. So be car number 4 right now, and you got a pair of tickets to see the Bucs versus Jags.
Love it. You're going to see the final preseason game. Call right now. Back in a moment. This is 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
What will Dan do?
He's a very funny fella. Oh, yeah. Should be on TV.
What will Jeff say?
He's a little rough around the edges.
Find out on the next episode of The Drill.
We're not talking stable human beings.
Tomorrow morning on 1010XL.
You ought to know.
Folks, I'm Frank Frangie. I'm Jacksonville born and raised. This town is in my blood. So when I met Chad and Sandy and realized their roots are here too, that local connection meant everything. That's why if I was selling my home, I would trust them. You need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. You need a max price? Their science-based Market Max system is a proven, repeatable system guaranteed to sell your home for the maximum price. Ask Robert down in Cordova Palms in St. Augustine. His home sat listed for 136 days with another agent and never sold. So he called Chad and Sandy, and they brought him a full-price offer in just 18 days. Chad and Sandy are the local experts you can trust. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. No repairs required. Pick your own move. No long-term contract. So call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's chadandsandy.com.
How will the Gators do? Find out what we're thinking as we preview the season, breaking down each game and predicting their record. Follow the fireworks and the fun on the 1010XL Gators YouTube channel.
Served up by Jets Pizza. It's not pizza, it's Jets.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. Sometimes your vehicle needs service when it's least convenient for your budget. That's why Big Chief Tire offers 6-month free financing with a CFNA credit card, helping you get the tires and repairs you need now while spreading payments out over time. Don't put off important maintenance or safety repairs. Take care of your vehicle today and pay over time. Learn more at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Big Chief Tire makes car care easier for Jacksonville drivers.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialists, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
If you're getting estimates for replacement windows, do yourself a favor. Get one more. Prosser here. I did, and I was blown away. Cash Building Materials local team is so experienced, and they know exactly what works for Jacksonville homes at a surprising price. You owe it to yourself to see what they can do before making a decision. Before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on the Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We sure thank our friends from the Nimnick family dealers. With Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett, Nimnick Buick GMC and Phillips Highway, good people. Been buying my car there since 1982, and I'm going to keep right on doing it. People I trust. Really, really, really big part of our radio station, part of the sports community in Jacksonville. As I told you earlier in the show, the new naming rights sponsor at our brand new high school football stadium at Fort Family Park. Beautiful all-turf field. Nimnick Stadium is at Fort Family Park, adjacent to the Bragan Baseball Complex. We're very proud of that. We sure appreciate our friends from the Nimnick family dealership. Always a Nimnick Tuesday around here. Tip of the cap, and we haven't been able to expound on it all, tip of the cap to Big Ten. Tony Petitti in the Big Ten said, screw this. We are not allowing players to go to the NFL, be under contract, sign with the team, and then come back and play college football. They said enough's enough. It's the first time in all this mass that a conference has said, screw this. The establishment is fighting back. The SEC also came out today and said, we don't believe it's right. We are against it, and we hope the Protect College Sports Act goes through to prevent it. But the SEC did not, at least not yet, Hayes, come out and say, we're not doing it. Well, now the Big Ten has said, you cannot do it. And by the way, anybody that violates that, the coach is suspended for half the year. Well, no one's going to do that. So they put enough teeth into it, not that they'll ever have to execute the punitive action, because they put enough teeth into it that it's just not going to happen. And so kudos to the Big Ten. Hayes, this could be a first really big step of all the steps of the organization fighting back. The Bediako thing was step one when that went away. But this is a great step, and enough's enough, and the world is fighting back against this craziness. You can't go to an NFL camp and practice against NFL players and then come back and play college football. No offense to Jack Pyburn, but I saw him out there today. He looks like an NFL player. He can't go through he can't do what he did today, go up against Anton Harrison for 3 hours and then go back and play against college players. Can't do it. And so really, really kudos to the Big Ten for taking a stand and saying enough's enough. We're not doing it. And I'll bet you the others now follow suit with similar rules.
Yeah, and again, it's for the athletes, it's a tough spot because, like, for Jack Pyburn and the players that are involved, if they knew they were getting another year of eligibility, then they probably don't enter the draft.
Right.
So they were sort of caught in a tough situation where they're just reacting to the craziness in the judicial system with college eligibility these days. But yeah, it's a bridge too far at this point. Like, it is unfortunate for those athletes that, if this decision had been made in the fall last year, then these athletes, I would assume many of them, because none of them, let's just be, like, Pyburn's not making the Bucs.
Right, right.
I mean, he's not making the team. At least that's not the buzz that the Tampa Bay media has. They don't believe he's making the 53-man roster. We know that the tight end, Wright, was an abysmal pro. I mean, he had no chance of. Cleveland wasn't even playing him. So, like, you feel bad because those guys probably would have made the decision of, well, yeah, if I have another year, if they had found this out in November, then they probably just stay in school and have another year of college and earn whatever money that they're able to make, which I would think would be fairly significant. So it's nothing. I don't blame any of these players. They're just caught in the middle of a legal tornado, the likes of which we've never seen before. But I do think it's right of the Big Ten to do this. I think the SEC should absolutely follow suit. And look, if if the ACC, the ACC commissioner says they're going to discuss it later this week. I mean, look, I don't have I do feel bad for the athletes that probably would have just stayed. Now they're going to get cut, and 90% of the guys that get cut that are undrafted free agents, that's it. They don't normally get signed somewhere else. I mean, yes, the practice squads have expanded, but they're still not 90 guys. I mean, you're still going to see a lot of guys that are in NFL camps today that come 6 p.m. Sunday are going to be cut and will never get signed again. So hopefully these guys at least have some window to go, and but I would agree that it's probably not in the best interest of the Big Ten, the SEC, and I mean,
and if the compromised position, because you made a good point, if the compromised position is we'll allow it this year for the reason you just said, because these guys got caught in the middle, but never again, I could live with that. I still don't prefer, but that's again, common sense should always dictate. And if the compromised position is we all agree with the Big Ten, we are not allowing it. But for now, because those players didn't know, we're going to, and an injunction has allowed them to play, we're going to allow it one time, make sure we all understand never again. I could probably live with that. I mean, because I'm not trying to screw over any kid. I'm just saying this can't be where we go. That's the whole point, is that this can't be where we go. It can't be. So yeah.
That class of 2021, they're looking at this.
Yeah.
That players that only use 3 years of their eligibility,
right,
or maybe 4 years of it, left early.
And that might be why.
They want to, are they going to now, their NFL career never took off, but hey, I only played 3 years. I've got 2 years left. I want to go back. That's the kind of thing that I think really has leaders worried about, becoming the next domino to fall.
And because of that, maybe the Big Ten's ruling, drawing a line in the sand, and maybe the Daquan Wrights and the Jack Pyburns of the world are the ones that get hurt by this. It is what it is. And sometimes you might have to take one for the team.
Yeah.
And so
the good news is I don't know about, Wright, but I would assume, Wright got money. Obviously, we know Pyburn got, big money to go to LSU. So at least, like, if this doesn't work out for them, at least they did make way more than the college football player, even from like 5 years ago, would have made. So they did at least get some benefit of the revenue sharing and the new kind of way we do college sports now. But yeah, it's just a total mess. But yeah, good for the Big Ten for trying to at least place some sort of guardrails on this thing. And I can't imagine the SEC again. The SEC's already told us they don't like it. They released the statement last night. They got ahead of it. And so with their meetings that they're having this week, I would think that they're going to come out with a, basically the same thing, saying, LSU, you've got a problem because you probably just cut kids that now you can bring back, I guess, if you want. But the guys you made room for are not going to be eligible.
Pete Nakos from On 3 just now said sources continue to tell On 3 that the SEC has an appetite to pass an NFL rule similar to what the Big Ten just voted on. So I think the conventional thinking now is the SEC, ACC, and Big 12 will all follow suit with the rule. Again, we're going to have Brett Hastings in here tomorrow, and I'm going to ask Brett, will this hold up in court? Because someone's going to sue. Someone's going to ask for an injunction against the rule. But the Big Ten made it sound like you can injunct all you want. This is a suit. Go ahead and sue us. But this is our rule.
Yeah, and I would think the Big Ten has every right to do this because it's not like they're not blocking the athlete from earning a living. The athlete can still go do that. It's almost like you couldn't sue a company because they didn't hire you when there's other companies in that industry that you could go work for. So like if the Big Ten says, sorry, we're not taking you, well, you still have, many other, there's still over 100 Division I programs that exist outside the Big Ten that have the same revenue sharing and NIL and things like that.
There's also the spring football leagues.
Yeah, there's other places. Yeah, but it'll be interesting. But we'll bring Brett in there tomorrow and kind of see where we stand. Let's take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Nimnick Chevrolet is Northeast Florida's truck headquarters. Now this month, you ready for this? Save more than $15,000 on a brand new Silverado at Nimnick Chevrolet. And 0% financing for 60 months is now available. Plus, no payments for 90 days. They've got great selection of new Chevrolets, so many, more than anybody in the region. And always you get that Nimnick best price guarantee. I've told you this before. I've been shopping at Nimnick since 1982. I had never bought a car by myself. I went to Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, I've been doing it ever since. My friend Billy Nimnick Jr. helped me buy a car, God rest his soul. And Billy Nimnick III now, who runs the joint, still takes care of everybody the way they've always taken care of me. You get great prices, the lowest interest rates. They really take care of you, an incredible inventory to choose from. Why go anywhere else? Head to Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassadet Park right now. Great prices, great interest rates. Who takes really, really, really good care of you when you want to buy a car or truck? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
Hey, Florida homeowners. Are your electric bills through the roof? Your old windows and doors could be the problem. Renewal by Andersen offers superior energy-efficient solutions. For a limited time, buy 4 windows and doors, get the 5th free, plus 12-month special financing. Don't let another hot Florida summer drive up your energy bills. Upgrade your home's comfort, beauty, and energy efficiency with Renewal by Andersen. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Jacksonville's been wonderful to Beards and my family.
Meet John and Ben Lupo, first and second generation owners at Beards Diamonds.
We're always looking to make the shopping experience better for the consumer and grow with Jacksonville.
We're here to do whatever we can to make people happy. We want them to feel comfortable with their purchase.
Beards Diamonds, not another corporate chain jewelry store. A Jacksonville original with non-commissioned experts to guide you, educate you, and help you celebrate those milestones.
We get to be with people in the most important decisions in their life. So it's a wonderful feeling at the end of the day.
So if you're getting engaged, celebrating a special anniversary, or looking for that perfect gift, relax and enjoy the experience at Beards, knowing you are guaranteed the best price, the best value, the best warranties, and the best experience in the jewelry industry.
There's no competition that we can't compete with or beat.
Beards Diamonds, happy to be here for 45 years and counting. In the St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harrell & Harrell. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harrell & Harrell make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Hi, Frank Frangie here, inviting you to join my wife and me June 22nd of 2027 as we experience the food, wine, and culture of iconic Italy with Colette. Our journey takes us to historic cities and enchanting medieval towns. We'll enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in the Montecatini Term A famous resort and spa town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. Visit the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and lovely Lucca. Along the way, we'll discover the food, wine, and old world charm, and even have a special chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Come away with me.
That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Hi, we appreciate our friends from Monahan. The golden moment of the day today, there's been a lot of them, a lot of football talk. Antonio Johnson interview, but Lee Smith, I think, came on and really clarified the golf postseason coming up in 28. One of the most exciting things to happen to golf in a long, long time. So the golden moment today belongs to my friend Lee Smith. All right. We didn't get to this today. We talked about it yesterday. We just had so much other stuff. Every time we've talked about Aaron Philo, it's almost like we've had to talk about both of them. Philo and Jones, Jones and Philo, who's going to win the job. Even yesterday, when John Summerall announced it was Aaron Philo, he did it respectfully, and Tramell Jones has earned this, we almost talked about him in tandem. Yeah, we had to give – it's not an anointing. We had to give somebody the reps, but Tramel's one step away, and Tramel's made great growth. Almost every time we talk about Philo, it's the two guys together. You haven't – well, at some point we got to talk about one of them. We talked about Dean. Remember Dean and Werfel? Well, at some point it had to be Danny Werfel. He won the job. So at least for today, wonder what Aaron Philo will be. Will he be – the book on him is good arm, not great arm, but good arm. Really smart, knows the system, won a state championship in high school, which matters, by the way. If you look at the quarterbacks that won state championships in high school, certainly Florida, Kerwin Bell, Danny Werfel, Shane Matthews, they all went on to be pretty good. And so they were winners. This guy's a winner. What are your expectations, without qualifying it with what Tramel might also be? What do you expect from Aaron Philo?
I think it's all there for him. I mean, it's environmentally, I think it's a great situation. He's got obviously an All-American-esque back behind him in Jaden Baugh that is going to be the focal point of every opposing defensive plan all season long as Baugh is healthy. So you're probably looking at advantageous defenses in terms of throwing the football around. You've got a receiving core in Eric Singleton, Vernell Brown III, and Dallas Wilson that certainly appear to be guys that can score from pretty much anywhere on the field. So, I think you like – I don't know that he has the security blanket. Like, I don't know that they have the tight end security blanket you might like. But Bailey Stockton's a kid he's played with. Micah Mays. So there's probably more of a possession guy than the big electricity that the trio give you at the top. So – I think he obviously everybody thinks the coordinator, Buster Faulkner, is a rising star, and he's familiar with them. I think the offensive line could be an issue. I do think at the college level you can scheme that a little bit to hide it if it's a deficiency. I think everything sets up for him to have a strong year if he is capable of doing it. But certainly, I would imagine there aren't very many quarterbacks that would look around between head coach, coordinator, talent around them and say, I'll trade, my situation for what that guy has. I can't imagine there's that many quarterbacks in the country that would have a better situation than Aaron Philo.
So certainly we agree now that he has a good situation. He's surrounded by a good coach, really good skill. Probably a pretty good line, maybe better. So his situation is environmentally, you used a good word for it. I wonder what he is, though. Is he a guy that on 3rd and 7, our premise is based on what we're talking about, that on 3rd and 7, he's got so much skill around him, someone's going to get open. Does he hit it? Does he hit the throw on 3rd and 7? Does he step up into the pocket? Does he get him out of the wrong play? My guess is he probably will, but that's really, of all the stuff we've talked about with Gator football, Napier gone, didn't get Kiffin, brought in Summerall. Summerall's great. Got all these transfers. Boy, number 12 is critical. He's critical. And you're right. Tramel's one move away if he's not good, but that means something went wrong. If Tramel, no matter whether you want to say it this way or not, if Tramel Jones has to play, that means either A, Philo got hurt, that's something going wrong, or it didn't work. It didn't work the way they wanted it to. So will he be the guy? DJ Lagway, we were all so in love with what we thought the tools were. Big, 6'3", 240, strong arm, very accurate deep ball. We thought he was going to be a good runner because he was in high school, good kid. But he wasn't a guy that was going to throw. On 3rd and 7, he wasn't going to hit the open guy. Now, maybe that changes at Baylor, but at least at Florida, 3rd and 7, he wasn't going to hit the open. We learned that. He wasn't going to check you out of a bad play. He wasn't clutch at the moment in making big plays. He wasn't super accurate in the in-between the mid-range game. So, and we didn't think about that because we thought, wow, he's big and strong and fast and electric, and we saw him shake off the Darrell Jackson from FSU and toss him aside even though Jackson was 320 pounds, and we saw the really accurate deep balls. We didn't think about the quarterback. I'll give my friend Shane Matthews credit, and he thought about it. And then we talked about it before last year, said, he did go into last season with 12 touchdowns and 9 picks and only 50-something percentage. And we pointed it out, but we kind of talked ourselves into that. Now that he's playing all the time, that'll be better. And so Philo, what Aaron Philo turns out to be is critical, man. Again, do you do the good quarterback stuff? We know everything around him is fantastic. He, by all accounts, seems to be a good kid, smart kid. Won 2 titles in college. That's what I like the best is the 2 state titles in high school. And I will say this: the one drive they kept showing that he took NC State, I think it was, when NC State,
and I think he beat Miami.
Yeah, he did sort of. I mean, he played that game. He did. They both played, but Haynes King, like with the battering ram that he was, he's hurt sort of in that game. Philo played. He came in like on passing downs only. It was
he did.
Super weird.
That is weird.
But yeah, Georgia, that was the Cam Ward team. Worst defense I've ever seen. I'll say that for Miami that year. But yeah, as a true freshman, he looked good.
I remember the game against NC. The tape. No, I don't remember the game, but I remember once he was coming to Florida, the highlights you saw, the highlights from the NC State game, where he came back and beat them, and he made plays as a runner and a passer. You remember that he made some big runs on that one drive. So that's the question. The whole question is, what will he be, and how good will he be at the quarterback stuff? To your point, he's got all the tools around him. He's got the great environment.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that next year, and talk about Lagway and who was coaching him. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that next year, Buster Faulkner is not the quarterback's coach at West Memphis, Arkansas State, like the Napier guy is now.
Where'd we find out he was?
What was it, like Arkansas Monticello or something? I mean...
It was
this was the University of Florida's top offensive guy last year.
Well, I forget what school he went to, but we went through their schedule, and I know they had the big showdown with Northwest Oklahoma State, which they had to play well because the next week they played Southwest Oklahoma State. I do remember that. We'll take a break. Wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NFL heading into the final week of preseason play before the regular season begins. The season opener will be on September 9th, and it's a rematch of last year's Super Bowl as Seattle will be hosting the New England Patriots. Early line, the Seahawks a 3.5-point favorite, minus 194. The Patriots plus 162, and the over-under is at 44.5. The first international game of the year will be on September 10th as the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers will play in Melbourne, Australia. The Rams a 3.5-point favorite, minus 198. San Francisco plus 166. Over under in that contest sits at 48.5.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent, Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Veterans have given everything in service of our country. I'm Chris Campione, and if you've been injured in an accident through no fault of your own, or dealing with the consequences of having your VA benefits denied, you deserve someone who will fight hard for you. At Campione Law, we're proud to stand up for those who have served and protect the rights that you've earned. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether you're wearing teal and black or orange and blue, there's one thing we can all agree on this football season. Jets Pizza. Fresh dough made daily. Wall-to-wall cheese and crispy edges make every bite a game day favorite. Whether it's football Saturday or football Sunday, feed the family, the crew, or the whole team with Jets Pizza. Order online or call any of the 4 Jacksonville area Jets Pizza locations today.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Lauren Brooks. Summer is here, and if your vehicle's air conditioning isn't blowing cold air, now is the time to get it fixed. Big Chief Tire has you covered with $50 off AC services before the Florida heat reaches its peak. It's quick and convenient, and it gives you one less thing to worry about this summer. Schedule your appointment today at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. You'll be glad you did when those temperatures start climbing.
Looking for the perfect place to entertain clients or reward your employees this football season? River City Railway delivers a one-of-a-kind hospitality experience. Private, full-size rail cars with everything you need. AC, TVs, private bathrooms, outdoor entertaining areas, and reserved parking. All within walking distance to the stadium. Food and open bar included. Give your guests an experience they'll never forget. Visit rivercityrailway.com and reserve your rail car today.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. We count football in weeks. Week 1, the bye, midseason. 10 weeks doesn't sound like much until you ask what can change in 10 weeks. That's the idea behind Reclaim by Awaken 180, a defined 10-week program with a clear beginning and a real finish line. I know what that window means. I lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks with Awaken 180, but the scale wasn't the only number that mattered. My body fat percentage came down without a meaningful drop in muscle mass because losing weight should mean losing fat, not simply chasing a smaller number. Think about this. The Jaguars season is almost here. When it reaches midseason, you can still be thinking about changing, or you can have 10 weeks behind you. That's why now makes sense. The season will move fast, and my results did too. Go to awaken180weightloss.com and ask about Reclaim. Find out how 10 weeks work, what the program involves, and whether it fits your goal. Go to awaken180weightloss.com and ask about Reclaim. Week 1 is coming either way. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on the Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We sure appreciate our friends from Nimnick, the best in the business. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Cassett Avenue. Nimnick Buick GMC is located on Phillips Highway. Let's say hello to our pal Rick below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou, join us. You saw that joint today. What stood out?
Yeah, I thought Jacksonville was far better football team.
Yeah, more physical for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every side of the ball. They were, what's going on up here? This is awesome. I mean, the Little League kids got it going on now these days.
Well, they're also 6'4", 220.
Right,
right. You don't see that from a 12-year-old all that often.
Well, I know it's one thing to see these kids shaving.
Yeah.
But I saw one kid giving money so his kids could get popsicles and stuff like that. So they're not checking birth certificates.
I don't think they are.
But yeah, I just thought no matter what it was, offense or defense, Jacksonville, the better football, and Baker Mayfield said as much.
Yeah.
When he met with the media after today's work. I'd like a little bit more juice tomorrow. What I think it is that we got so spoiled last week. That practice against Carolina was really something great. I mean, we've all been to many of these over the years, and I think you can really make the point that last Wednesday against Carolina may have been the best one I've ever been at.
Yeah, and I will say, I don't know that we're going to get much tomorrow. I would think Shells tomorrow. What's your guess on that?
Not sure.
And by the way, that's no inside information. That's just me guessing. But it's a shorter practice. It's a half an hour shorter. It's only an hour. It's it's an hour and a half. I would guess not pads tomorrow. Who knows, right?
Only an hour and a half, but you figure they'll do some individual stuff. So we may only see 45 minutes worth of teamwork. It'll still be good, and then it's going to be a sad moment for me. I mean, and maybe you guys as well, but I love training camp, and it's over.
It's over.
Now we got to deal with the regular season.
Yeah, that's awful.
Everything is defined. It's a crazy world where everything's defined by wins and losses
and scoreboards. And all that
I mean,
stuff.
instead of being able to fantasize and say, "I'm telling you right now, give me 11 Emmanuel Pregnons, and this team's going to go 17-0." We get down right to it.
What's tonight? What's coming up?
A ton on this, and I am going to Tallahassee Saturday.
Wow.
Danny McManus inspired me out there today.
Wow.
Todd Fordham inspired me out there today. My brother's swinging into town on Friday. He's got a bunch of frat brothers, and they're all going from Tampa.
But let me ask you this. I mean,
I have a story about that, actually.
I can't wait to hear it.
New Mexico State on a Saturday night, were you able to get a ticket?
Well, I was going to say, I mean, our brand new producer here, Jared Justice, someone broke into his car yesterday, and I thought it was to leave season tickets at first thing. It wasn't. They stole his quarters.
Oh, no.
Instead, he messed up his entire car. So, anyway, I'm heading over there to go to the game on Saturday, and so I'll talk about that a little bit, but Tanner Koziel and Ryan O'Halloran coming up.
All right, coming up. Rick Ballou goes into the night. That'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow, same back that time, same back channel after one final joint practice. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, Hicken here. Celebrate the month of August with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean.